Hello, I'm Annette Young and welcome to the 51%, a show about women reshaping our world. Coming up, a new law in Pakistan now means those behind honour killings will no longer go free. Also, we talk to American writer Jessica Bennett, whose latest book teaches us how to deal with the mansplainers and the man-interrupters in our lives. Plus, we meet the queen of video gaming, who also happens to be a Parisian. But we begin in Pakistan, where the government has closed a loophole which had allowed those responsible for honour killings to go free. New legislation means killers will now get a mandatory life sentence. Pakistani law used to allow these men to be forgiven, sometimes in exchange for money. Now forgiveness will only spare them the death penalty, as Shirley Sitbon reports.
Her Twitter account had thousands of followers. Nicknamed Pakistan's Kim Kardashian, Kandil Baloch had a dream, becoming a model and an actress. Born in a poor family with 11 brothers and sisters, she helped out her parents financially. The young woman's attitude in a country that's so traditional angered her brother, who murdered Baloch in July, drugging and strangling her in their family home. He said he was defending their family's honor, but left her relatives crushed.
Kandil was a gift from God. She was such a good daughter.
Many daughters and sisters have been killed in Pakistan, but no one had ever done anything to stop it. Nobody cared about women. I believe Kandil sacrificed her life to protect women in Pakistan.
The social media star's death is one of several killings that shocked many Pakistanis, leading to more action against these so-called honor murders. Women lawmakers had already been working on a bill for months. Their draft was voted at Parliament 3 days after the murder. In the old bill, victims' families were allowed to forgive the killers in exchange for money. The practice was common, since in most cases, families are behind the murders. The new bill says the killers must be prosecuted and face years of imprisonment.
The environment of public opinion played its part. If, for example, any party had opposed it, I think that party would have been exposed in the public, because on the basis of law, on the basis of morality, on the basis of religion, it could not be opposed.
Hassan Khan is relieved the law passed, although it has come too late for his wife, who was burned to death by her own mother.
This law will undoubtedly reduce the number of horrible honor killings. It may end this oppression of women.
1,096 honor killings were committed in 2015 in Pakistan, more than in the 2 previous years. Women are also facing discrimination and violence in all aspects of their lives. The World Economic Forum Gender Gap Report classifies Pakistan second to last out of 145 countries. Even when stepping outside of their homes, women face constant pressure.
Now, when is it a sign that a word has well and truly become part of the English vocabulary? Well, it's when the US game show Jeopardy uses it in a question, which is what happened recently with the term mansplaining. That is, of course, when men in a patronising fashion explain to women what they already know. Even here in France, the concept has gone viral. American author Jessica Bennett has been promoting such terms in her book, Feminist Fight Club, where she uses humour to get the message across.
I'm glad he brought up millennials. Our total marketing reach with millennials has gone up about 60%. Our overall website visits have also been up about 17%. The way that we can actually change things
Did you get my
in
email
order
from
to
Thursday?
focus.
Did you guys read that email? I think that our primary objective here is
changing
focusing
initiatives.
on next quarter.
Fight!
And Jessica Bennett now joins us from New York. Jessica, thanks so much for being with us. I really love it how you use humour to give women tools to deal with sexism in the office. We just saw there the man interrupter. But do men get the humour as well?
I hope they do. You know, the feedback I've had has been really positive, and I think that the reality is We all know that not every interrupter is a man and not every man is an interrupter, but these words are able to highlight persistent problems, and they do it in a way that rolls off the tongue.
So Jessica, what prompted you to write the book?
You know, it was inspired by my real-life Feminist Fight Club. This is a group of women that I've been meeting with for the last decade since I began my career. All of us were in creative industries. We were butting up against sexism in our respective fields, and so we started gathering to talk about the problem, and more importantly, to try to come up with solutions. And so I've been writing about these issues as a journalist for a long time now, and so much of the conversation does, in fact, focus on the problem. So I wanted to provide easy-to-use advice that any woman or man could do in any workplace at any moment.
Jessica, was there one particular incident, though, that really made you think, hang on, enough is enough, I've got to do something constructive to deal with these issues?
It wasn't particularly one incident, it was reading the data and reading the research. And what I kept finding was that a lot of these small behaviors that I was noticing on a daily basis, you know, being interrupted when I spoke, or having an idea that came from me being attributed to a man. These things are statistically common, and they happen more frequently to women. A woman is twice as commonly interrupted as a man is, and more frequently than not, when an idea emerges from a group, if it's a good one, we assume instinctually that it comes from a man. And so these things are very deep-rooted, they're insidious, and they're forms of sexism that aren't just individual.
Let's go through some of the terms that you talk about in your book. I mean, for instance, there's the menstruator. Can you give us a little bit more detail about this particular individual?
Yes, so this is what you might call Donald Trump, among other things. This is the man who assumes that anytime you are being emotional or expressing an opinion in a way that is strong, it must be that time of the month, or you must be a little too emotional or hysterical. And the research shows that this is real. When a woman expresses emotion in an office environment, she is viewed as hysterical. But when a man expresses that very same emotion, perhaps it's anger, perhaps it's simply saying something in a strong fashion, he's viewed as passionate. And so the reality is the way that we look at these things is very differently along gender lines.
And then you've got the bro-propriator. Can you tell us a little bit more about this particular person?
Right, so the bro-propriator is the bro who appropriates your idea. And now, clearly not every guy is appropriating a woman's idea, but again, what the data shows is that even in mixed gender settings, studies have shown that if an idea emerges from a group with both men and women, we automatically assume that those ideas come from men, because for so long we've been taught that good ideas come from men and not women. Women have not traditionally been in an office environment. And so a lot of these things are really unconscious biases that at the end of the day add up.
Jessica, do you think there will come a time when all of this will be redundant?
I hope so, but I don't think we're anywhere near it. You know, just look at the US election.
So Jessica, what has been the response to your book?
I think the response has been overwhelmingly positive. You know, I've had great feedback from men, in fact, who really want to help. There's a tool guide for what they can do on a daily basis. And I think the reality is that for my generation anyway, most men really do believe in equality, and most people do. But sometimes there are these behaviors that we have internalized over time, and it requires a little help to change them. So I hope that these problems will go away eventually, but in the meantime, I wanted to provide really practical and easy to deal with solutions that we could employ on a daily basis.
Jessica Bennett, I'm afraid we've run out of time. We're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
And finally, professional female video game players are rare in France, but one young woman has broken the mould. Kayane boasts a 16-year career as a professional gamer. No small feat in the male-dominated world of pro gaming. But this Parisian has gone on to become one of the world's most successful players, as Julia Kim reports.
She's been dubbed the Queen of Fighters. Kayane's 48 podium places is consecrated in the 2012 Guinness Book of Records. The 25-year-old says, like any elite sport, electronic sports demand the same discipline.
It's a mental battle against yourself sometimes. You can't let yourself get distracted by things around you. You have to give 100% to the match, not ask yourself too many questions.
Kayane admits that women are often sidelined by men in the gaming world. And though she's respected in industry circles, she's not immune to this sexism that often accompanies her rare status as a female video game champion.
Isn't it humiliating to lose to a girl?
No, Kayane is a renowned champion. There's no shame in losing to a champion.
She was simply much better than me. But I'm going to keep training so that I can beat her one day, at least once.
After that exchange, Kayane shared her views with her 99,000 followers on Facebook.
This question put to my opponents, isn't it humiliating to lose to a girl? No comment. I challenge journalists to put women on the same level as men next time.
The young gamer hopes more women take her place when she hangs up her controller in 5 years' time. But for now, the Queen of Fighters is enjoying being at the top of her game.
And that's it for now. And if you'd like to comment on what you've just seen, you can head to our Facebook page, that's France24 51%, or do send us a tweet at _51%. Thanks for your feedback so far, and please do keep those comments coming in. So until our next show, bye for now.